In today's video, we're going to go through the ins and outs of Social Security. So by the end of this video, you'll hopefully have a better idea of how much you can expect from Social Security and how much of your income Social Security can replace in retirement. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. Point number one, the 40 credit rule. Before we get into how much of your income is going to come from Social Security or how much of your income Social Security might replace, let's talk about the 40 credit rule. Now, why do I start here? Well, I start here because you have to have 40 credits to claim Social Security. You earn these credits by working and paying in to Social Security through taxes on your income. In 2025, you earn one credit for every $1,710 that you make, and you can earn a maximum of 4 credits per year. Doing the math, you see that if you need 40 credits to qualify for Social Security benefits and you get 4 per year, you need 10 years of work history in order to qualify for Social Security. Now, you might be wondering why 40 credits. Well, let me explain. The government basically wants to make sure that you're paying into the system long enough to then earn your benefits. So if you worked more than 10 years, you are going to be eligible to qualify for that Social Security benefit. But if you worked less than that, unfortunately, you are not going to be able to claim Social Security. And that's why it's important to keep track of your work history and the number of credits that you have earned to date. Point number two, the Social Security benefits formula. Now, after discussing the 40 credit rule, I like to start here because ultimately everything around Social Security is derived from your Social Security benefit amount. Social Security benefits are not a fixed amount. They're actually calculated based on something called your average indexed monthly earnings, or your AIM. AIM is determined by taking your highest 35 years of earnings and adjusting those earnings for inflation. So your Social Security benefits aren't just based on the last few years of your career and how much you made. They actually look at the lifetime earnings over your career and identify the highest 35 years of earnings history to then base your Social Security benefit on. Now, here's the kicker. If you haven't worked for 35 years, those years in which you didn't work are going to be counted as earning $0 in income. And therefore, this will reduce your Social Security benefit amount. This means that it's important to have a solid work history, especially if you are aiming to maximize your Social Security benefit and use that as a portion of your income in retirement. And if you're just starting to think about retirement, it's crucial to understand this formula. So again, you can aim to maximize your own benefit amount. Now, I do want you to keep in mind, though, that while Social Security calculates your benefits based on how much you've earned, it is not a dollar for dollar replacement on your pre-retirement income. We'll get into that a little bit more later on. On to point number three, the replacement rate. What percent of your income does Social Security replace? Ultimately, this is probably the reason you're watching this video. Well, on average, Social Security will replace about 40% of your pre-retirement income. But, and this is a big but, that number can vary depending on your career earnings. The Social Security system actually uses a progressive formula, meaning it's designed to replace a higher percentage of income for those who earned less during their career and a lower percentage for those who earned more. Let's go through a quick example on this. So for example, if you earned $50,000 a year throughout your career on average, you might expect to receive around $20,000 as your Social Security benefit. Whereas if you were making $150,000 per year, you might expect to receive 30 to 40% of that income, which equates to about $45,000 or less from Social Security. So for someone earning a high salary, Social Security is not going to be, or likely not going to be, the majority of their retirement income. It's more of a supplement. Now, if you are making less throughout your career, Social Security will replace a larger chunk of your retirement income throughout retirement. That is why it's important to understand how Social Security works and how you are using it in your retirement plan. Now, on to point number 4, the factors that influence your Social Security benefit amount. There are several factors to consider here, and we're going to go over first the key age milestones. The earliest that you can claim Social Security is at the age of 62. But by doing so, you're going to permanently reduce your benefit amount by 25 to 30% potentially. The next age milestone is 66 or 67. That is your full retirement age, which, depending on your date of birth, is going to be 66 or 67. At this age, this is where you receive 100% of your primary insurance amount. That's 100% of your Social Security benefit. And finally, the last key milestone, age milestone here, is the age of 70. This is the latest that you can delay filing for Social Security and claiming that benefit. If you delay until the age of 70, you are going to get 8% per year added on to your benefit amount. So, depending on your full retirement age, this can actually add 24 to 32% onto your benefit amount every single month. That said, it is important to be mindful of the other considerations out there. Sure, if you delay until the age of 70, you're going to have a larger monthly paycheck in terms of your Social Security benefit amount. But does that make sense for you? It's important to think about your health considerations, your life expectancy, and do you need income before the age of 70? Or is your retirement nest egg big enough to fill the gap in needed income until your filing age? Those are considerations that you should think about when looking at when you should claim Social Security. Another big factor is your lifetime earnings. The more that you made and paid into the system, the higher your benefit amount will be. There is a maximum on how much you can receive as a Social Security benefit amount, but do know that the more you earned, the more you will receive, assuming you paid into the system. And lastly, let's look at the cost of living adjustments. Social Security does have cost of living adjustments. That said, these adjustments are often smaller than anticipated and sometimes don't keep up with inflation. So, this is really important to be mindful of, especially if Social Security is going to be a larger portion of your retirement income. And lastly, point number 5, bridging the gap between Social Security and your retirement goals. Here's the part that many people overlook. Social Security is likely not going to cover all of your needs. Though Social Security replaces some of your pre retirement income, it's likely not enough to live comfortably on, especially if you're trying to keep up with inflation, lifestyle changes, and unexpected costs that you might incur throughout retirement. This is where your personal savings come in. If you want to maintain your standard of living, you'll likely need other sources of income. Say your 401k, an IRA, or other savings that you may have accumulated throughout your working career. You also want to think of passive income sources from maybe it's real estate or a pension or other income that you may be bringing in throughout retirement. So the point here is that without supplemental savings, your retirement may not look like the retirement that you had dreamed of having. I want you to think about, where do you want to travel? Are you going to spend time with your grandkids? Are you going to pay for your kids' college education? Do you have a wedding that you want to pay for? Or do you just simply want to enjoy the retirement lifestyle that you've always dreamed of enjoying? That's why building a retirement fund or having some sort of savings outside of Social Security is key to your long-term financial stability, especially leading up to retirement. Planning early and contributing to retirement accounts consistently will give you the much needed cushion that you're going to likely need in retirement. To sum it all up, Social Security is going to be a part of your retirement puzzle, but it's likely not enough on its own. I want you to plan ahead and be sure that you are taking the appropriate steps for your unique situation when you think about filling the gaps between Social Security and when you retire. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security content and retirement planning content similar to this video. Our goal here on this channel is to empower individuals like yourself to embrace financial confidence and unlock the path to a life truly well lived. Thank you so much, and until next time, bye bye.